girls.
Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. So as of the 30th of October, everyone in Canada will need to be vaccinated to be able to travel on a plane or a train or a boat. Justin Trudeau has announced that Ottawa will ban all unvaccinated people from leaving Canada. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Before I start, I just want to say thanks for liking the video and thanks for your support on Patreon. That keeps my channel going. And please sub to my new BitChute, links below. Also, people ask me a lot of the time, Sonia, what do you do for your skin? Your skin is so smooth because I'm 50 years old. They do say, hey, Sonia, how come you don't have any wrinkles? And I want to tell you, this is one of the things I really believe in. It's the C60 EVO. The stuff that I keep telling you about has given me much better sleep. I'm finding that the longer I take it now, like the better my skin is getting. And I also have this, the serum. And if you're interested, if you want to try it, I'm going to leave you a link below and you will get a discount. And yeah, that's the stuff I really use and I really love it. So please check out the link. So Justin Trudeau says vaccines are the most effective tool against COVID-19. And countless Canadians have already gotten their shots. But no one is safe until everyone is safe. So as part of our plan to finish the fight against this virus, we're making vaccines mandatory for the federal public service and federally regulated transportation sectors. Wait, let us repeat the mantra again. No one is safe until everyone is safe. What does that even mean? I don't know. But it sounds like it makes sense. Repeat the mantra. No one is safe until everyone is safe.
No one is safe until everyone is safe.
No one is safe until everyone is safe. No one is safe until everyone is safe. Ugh.
Hi, this is Ruth Klezmer. Remember me? I'm here to tell you, no one is safe until everyone is safe. Oh, these people here. Oh, look, oh my God. What's these people here? And they're not safe at all. What are they doing? Oi! Making hang around outside on my window. It's not safe. And not even wearing a mask. Oi, Gewalt. And not even wearing a seatbelt. Oi, that does not look safe to me. Oh, I just bump into furniture. I am not safe. Please help me, Justin Trudeau. No one is safe until everyone is safe. No one is safe until everyone is safe. Oi, Gewalt.
The airlines were expecting that as of October 30th, all travel within Canada would require compulsory vaccination. But it turns out that starting this fall, no one will be able to leave Canada without being properly vaccinated. There will be a transition period of 1 month until November 30th, where you'll still be able to travel with a negative COVID test. After that, you won't be allowed to board a train, a boat, or any domestic or international flight. This is causing a lot of anxiety among foreigners who are here in the country and haven't been vaccinated. They're kind of worried that they might get trapped.
Mandatory vaccination on travel. By the end of October, everyone 12 or older on a plane or train within Canada should be fully vaccinated. There will be a short period where people who are in the process of getting vaccinated can show a negative COVID-19 test, but by the end of November, if you're 12 or older and want to fly or take the train, you'll have to be fully vaccinated, as will staff. Testing will no longer be an option before boarding.
So there you have it. If you haven't gotten your shots by that deadline, you're basically locked into the country. So if you were kind of toying with the idea of running away to Mexico, probably be a good idea to get on that because there's not a lot of time left.
If you've done the right thing and gotten vaccinated, you deserve the freedom to be safe from COVID-19.
What does that even mean? If you've done the right thing, you deserve the freedom to be safe. Well, I'm like, the gears are turning. I'm trying to understand. The freedom to be safe. The freedom to be safe means that you can now board a plane.
To have your kids safe from COVID, to get back to the things you love. And if you haven't gotten your shots yet but want to travel this winter, let's be clear. There will only be a few extremely narrow exceptions, like a valid medical condition. For the vast, vast majority of people, the rules are very simple. To travel, you've got to be vaccinated. These travel measures, along with mandatory vaccination for federal employees, are some of the strongest in the world.
Okay, so clearly it is mandatory because he just said mandatory. So that thing about no mandatory vaccines in Canada, poof, it doesn't exist anymore. Not only that, but these are some of the strongest measures in the world. And he's not kidding, because in other countries where they had things like a vaccine passport, immunity passport, they had other options as well, such as proving a negative test or a certificate of recovery, but not in Canada. I think the only other country that's right up there with Canada is Australia.
Because when it comes to keeping you and your family safe, when it comes to avoiding lockdowns for everyone, this is no time for half measures. Already, we're delivering on the first of our vaccine commitments. And in the weeks to come, we'll get the job done on a vaccine passport for international travel. We'll be there to foot the bill for provinces and territories that roll out proof of vaccination programs. And we'll introduce legislation to make it a criminal offense to threaten or harass healthcare workers.
I'm pretty sure it's already a criminal offense to threaten or harass anybody. But, yeah. So, I was under the impression that there was no such thing as mandatory vaccination in Canada, because that's what our government had told us. Up until recently, if you Googled mandatory vaccinations in Canada, at the very top of Google would come up a little thingy that said, there is no such thing as mandatory vaccinations in Canada because they go against the charter. So I Googled it again today just to check whether I had been hallucinating or something. And oh, it wasn't there anymore. Where did it go? I don't know. Down the memory hole, I guess. But then I did some more digging and I discovered that actually it has been archived. It's still there if you know where to look. Internet Archive Wayback Machine. Like a time machine for the memory hole. And indeed, it said here, it was the National Report on Immunization, 1996. It specified, unlike some countries, immunization is not mandatory in Canada. It cannot be made mandatory because of the Canadian Constitution. Oh, I don't think that's right. Apparently things have changed. Why? Because of COVID-19. I mean, hey, listen, it's still voluntary. Nobody's gonna grab you and stick it in your arm by force. It's just you might not have access to some non-essential services. Also, if you want to work in certain jobs, I know it was your right to work, and there was this thing where like people couldn't force you to take a vaccine before, but now they can because of COVID-19. Education also, it's a right, but no particular school has an obligation to take you on as a student. You have a right to be educated, but you don't have a right to go to like that university. You could have a different kind of education. You could like, I don't know, get some books from the library and learn how to do macrame. Travel, is it really essential? I don't know. If you don't get on a plane, it's not like you're gonna die. No jab, no job, no jab, no jog. Roll up your sleeve, you sorry slob. No jab, no pint. No jab, no joint. No jab, no fly. No jab, no buy. No jab, no tank. No jab, no bank. No jab, no bar. No jab, no car. No jab, no wife. No jab, no life. basically the definition of essential seems to be things that if you don't have them, you're gonna die. So there was one more thing that came up, which was the question of religious exemptions. So here's what he had to say.
Let me say from the start that the intent of these measures is to ensure that anyone working for the federal public service, that anyone wishing to travel on a plane or a train be vaccinated. And exemptions, whether they're medical exemptions or otherwise, will be exceedingly narrow, specific, and, to be honest, somewhat onerous to obtain. The goal is to make sure that everyone who can chooses to get vaccinated. We will, of course, work with, as we are with Health Canada, on defining those medical exemptions, on other partners on other exemptions. But let me say that simply having a personal conviction that vaccines are bad will not be nearly enough to qualify for an exemption to that.
Okay, so sorry about the choppy footage there, but as you heard it from him, it will be very, very difficult to get medical or religious exemptions, and he said it would be onerous, an onerous process. You can imagine that someone who's had some kind of medical problems and they're concerned that they would have to pretty much jump through a few hoops, maybe more than they would even be able to in their compromised state. It's hard for sick people sometimes to get things done, and the government's goal is to make it, as hard as possible to be a deterrent for people to claim a medical exemption, let alone a religious one. I have a feeling that if you have a personal religious belief that for whatever reason these vaccinations are not okay, on some spiritual level, whether because of what's in them or some other thing, that won't be enough. I think you'd have to prove that you were a member of some organization that stands against them. I'm just guessing, but I think it's going to be that. And I'm willing to bet that you're going to have to onerously prove that you were a member of that organization before this started. Like, you wouldn't be able to be like, oh, I think I'm going to go join the Ukrainian Orthodox Church because they're against vaccines, and so am I. So that works out, because then they'll check and they'll know why you did it, and they won't take it seriously. That's just my guess. I've got these passports here, and look, I'm not trying to be a pain or anything, but this is a passport that was issued by the government, not only the government, but Her Majesty the Queen and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And so there is here this little passage on the first page. Oh, it's probably all backwards because I've got the phone on the selfie mode. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Canada requests in the name of Her Majesty the Queen all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer of this to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. Interesting. So with this passport, we have the right, supposed to be the unhindered right, to leave or enter Canada or travel within Canada, that's for sure. And it specifically says without let or hindrance. And yet, actually, no, now there's some conditions added to this. Although it's not written in the fine print here, but I'm guessing that they're going to put it on there at some point soon. Without let or hindrance, on condition that they be vaccinated for COVID-19. Then on behalf of Her Majesty, I ask that you let them pass freely. Yes, they would have to add that, because if this is the request of Her Majesty the Queen, and she wants you to pass, so anyone who stands in her way would be offending the Queen, and we wouldn't want that. Oh, this one says, wait, is this might be an older one? Oh, look, this is an older one. Look, it's me. Oh my God, this one's really old. Oh, well, this one's from 1990. That's my passport from 1990. I think I look like from the 1940s or something. This is my passport from 1993. Look, I was so pretty. I still look like I'm from the 40s. Maybe I've moved into the 50s. But I feel like I look like somebody from a long time ago. Anyway, thought you might like to see that. But yeah, all three of these passports, they pretty much say, like, let the person pass. Wait, let me check this one. This one says, the Secretary of State for External Affairs of Canada requests in the name of Her Majesty the Queen all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protections as may be necessary. So they're going to have to fix these passports. I mean, I checked all of them, and they all say the same thing: to let the bearer pass without let or hindrance. So you know, what happened? I don't know. Either there's something wrong with the passports, or there's something wrong with the government. Anyhow, that's it. I wanted to give you the lowdown. And yeah, man, it's like down to the 11th hour, you know, 11th hour. I don't think this is going to go away. I don't think they're going to open it up at some point and be like, yeah, we changed your mind. You can use your passport without having a vaccine. So if you haven't done the deed yet, well, I think you know what your options are. Get your shot, leave the country, or stay here unvaccinated and see what happens to you. So that's it. Let me know what you think, you guys. And thanks again for supporting my channel on Patreon. And please check this out. My secret to beautiful skin. I mean, at least one thing's going well in my life. I got good skin. This stuff is really great. And that's it. Yeah, thanks for joining me in the chat. And thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.